Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media.
Good morning. How are we? Thank you very much. Great. Who is courageous enough?
Thank you so much. We're glad to see that you have arrived.
Yeah.
Well anticipated.
Yeah.
Just wanted to find out from the trip that you undertook, what
Yeah.
are some of the things that we are likely to see come out of that? We've seen a lot of opposition members are criticizing some of the things you are undertaking. So we want to know the things that you've made. What are the benefits that we are bringing to the Zambian?
Yeah. First, we need to understand that as a new government, we have to reintroduce ourselves back into the League of Nations. It's very important. We have to develop good relationships with our neighbors. As you know, that peace and stability, security is number one to allow us to drive the economic agenda, to create jobs, to be able to grow our economy. We need peace and security. Stability. That's what we are saying. And if you are aware what's going on in northern Mozambique, you are aware what's going on in eastern Congo and the other places, we as a country want to make sure that we have excellent relationships with our neighbors, near neighbors, Africa, and the global community. I think that's a very, very important message to understand. No country can operate as an island. Zero. Those days are over. The days of, working alone in isolation, you can never serve the interest of it. Now, that is said, the next area is the issue of economic and social development. We inherited a rundown economy. There was really no economy to talk about. You all know, we don't have to argue about it. Numbers don't lie. The economy reduced from 6% in 2011 under those who were in office. We don't want to waste time on them. We have work to do. Down to 5, to 4, to 3, to 2, to 0, to minus. No argument. It's fact. The next, the debt increased, madam, from $3 billion around there dollars to 19 to 20 billion dollars in the last 7 years. No arguments about that. If we borrowed, which means we created a liability, naturally, logically, there must be an asset somewhere. Where is the asset? Zero. Money was taken. So there's really nothing for us to say we need to argue about the state of the economy. The debt tells you the story, high debt, and we are working to restore this situation to normalcy so that we can release revenues towards development, towards job creation. That's the issue. Then we have to now reconstruct the economy. To reconstruct the economy, we have to look at our infrastructure, roads, railways. One of the issues that took me to the European Union is that the European Union has voted for 150 billion euros for infrastructure, and we want to access that fund. That fund comes first served, and the quality of the projects that you present. So as the chief marketing officer of this country, it's my job to make sure that we can access the funds, given our run-down economy and treasury, we can access resources, funds, technology, and the fair prices, I've said always, to be able to rebuild our infrastructure, rail system, roads, border posts, all of that. And the European Union meetings were fantastic. And we expect now the line ministries, transport, and others, to follow through these issues. And we'll be assisting them, we'll be hand-holding them, because this is our area of strength, right? And we'll be hand-holding them to make sure that we can reconstruct our infrastructure, and in the process, reboot the economy, re-kick the economy, and create the jobs and business opportunities. You will see that the English say the test of the pudding is in the eating. You will see that going forward. We are on the road to economic reconstruction. Energy. You brought them in. Ask the questions. I'm here for you. I work for you. That's important. We work for you. So, we've got to look at our energy situation, green energy. We have to look at all of these facets our focus now is to shift attention from consumption and borrowing huge amounts of money to buy presidential jets, expensive jets, which don't bring any money. And we must move and shift resources to building our border posts, our railways, our roads, our agriculture. The jobs come from there. This is the agenda. You should know by now. Really, you should understand that by now. And this is the way the world works. Then I moved on to, before I leave the European Union, you know, the European Union Parliament invited us to basically be part of the session, the EU parliamentary session. 700 plus members of Parliament of the European Union. I've seen the media somewhere that were saying we're addressing an empty house. It was full to the brim. I mean, you noticed that yourself. And we had to basically thank the European Union for supporting our democratic development. Remember, before elections, when I was in detention, the European Union Parliament passed a resolution to ask for our release and the release of all those that were detained as political prisoners. And it's only decent. It's only decent to say thank you to people when they support it. As we say thank you to Catholic Church and other churches that have supported the transition, the democratic process, we say thank you to them. We say thank you to you. Many of you were resilient. Okay, some went in hiding, but many of you were resilient and you were oppressed. Now you are free. You can have such a session. That is what a civilized human being does, and that's what we went to do. The rest, you followed yourself, our presentation there. I guess it was a good session. Then we went on to the Commonwealth combined. If you remember, when did I leave this place? I've only been out 4 days or so. Thereabout. And in 4 days, we've been able to do the Presidency European Union, to do the Parliament European Union. We've been able to connect a lot of side meetings, very important meetings, extremely important in today's world, of a civilized, advanced, technologically advanced world. Then moved on to the Commonwealth, spent 1.5 days, 2 days, maximum 4 days, we're back home. And I think we left on Wednesday night. We had a full day here. Wednesday, I believe. No, Tuesday. And today, Sunday, we are back. And we've done so much work. We don't need to stay any extra day to shop. We don't need to shop. That's for other people, not for us. For us, it's work and more work for the people of Zambia. That's the key. Next question.
Your Excellency, we'll be hosting the EU summit.
Yes.
How well are we prepared, and how are you going to market Zambia?
Well, we prepared. I think the team's been working on this. This agenda has been on for some time. So I think as a host, we are prepared to the best of our ability, to the best of the circumstances. We've already talked about the state of the country, the state of the economy, just 9 months ago. But we're ready for the summit to receive our colleagues. We'll do our best to make sure that they're comfortable, and we discharge the business of the African Union diligently. And again, always looking at expansion in trade. Africa, we must trade with each other more. We don't have to trade through other continents. When Zambia produces something, processes something, we must sell it to Eswatini. And very soon you'll see the first export, major export out of our trip to Eswatini. We were talking even on the plane now to make sure that when the trucks take our goods to Eswatini, they'll come back with something from Eswatini. All of this will happen directly, at a lower cost, which is part of our agenda to lower the cost of doing business in our country, to be able to be efficient, the cost, quality and timely delivery. All of this. And Kenya is the same issue. And, we're chatting with the president of Botswana in Kigali, and how we want to accelerate some of the transactions. President of Namibia, president of Rwanda himself, and we're working together. And you'll be pleased that we signed an agreement with the president of government of Rwanda, to grow food for them, because Rwanda is a small country with a lot of geographical. I mean, a small country by geography. Economically, they've done very well. And strong leadership, clear leadership is what our country needs, which is what it has lacked for years, especially in the last 7 years. So that's what is needed. But Rwanda hasn't got enough land like we have. Look at our land. And Rwanda is almost just the size of the Copperbelt province. And look what they've done because of leadership, because of interaction with the global community. If you look at the Rwandese leadership, they are always working with Europeans, with Rwandese, of course, Europeans, with fellow Africans, you know, and with Arabs. This is how the world works. So anyway, we signed an agreement to grow food here in Zambia. Are you not proud for Rwanda? And we hope to do the same with other countries. It's called contract production. We produce with a secured market, and then we can improve the price we offer to our farmers, and an assured market, and we get paid. Then we receive more money for an exchange. Next, what else does it do? It triggers local production. It triggers economic activity. That's the story. That's what we are here to do. And other things don't matter to us. And I want to say to you, sooner or later, in a year or two, the guys making a bit of democratic views and opinions are welcome. And this is a democracy that they didn't have. 9 months ago, they've been tear gas when they say those things. Now they can say anything and everything, as long as they stay within the law, as long as they're not insulting, because we don't need abuse, we don't need to teach our children insult. They will be fine, and they're free to say things. They're welcome to say it. I actually encourage them to continue saying things. We'll hear what they say, we'll look what is useful, we'll take it in, what is noise, we'll leave it. And we'll move on to save the people of Zambia. We're in a good space. As a country, we're in a good space. And you will see that very soon. We're in a very good space. I think we are on the edge of transformation. And I ask Zambia, all of you, let's move together towards this special space that your country now occupies. You cannot get investment when you have no respectability, when you have no credibility. And one of our things, the thing we're doing is to restore credibility in our country. When we say things, we must walk the talk. And that's the road we're walking. Yes. Any other question? Allow it. Allow it. Allow it. Allow it. Sorry?
While you are aware, the 2021
The
2021
Financial Intelligence Center.
Yes.
I guess you saw some reality in the report. Lawyers being implicated, people from origin also being implicated. I would like to know how, first of all, your review of the report, your comment on the report.
I haven't looked at it.
But also, what we have seen previously is few cases being handled by law enforcement agencies. And aside from that, also our honorable commission is saying that the former ministers have been influencing your ministers. With this report, what's your comment?
Yes, the president has not seen the report.
Your comment.
Patience. We're here for the report. First thing, that I've not gone through the report. Second thing, I'm not surprised that the report will be containing those revelations, because that's what happened in the last 7 years. It is the same story of dipping hands, individuals conniving, working together to dip their hands in public resources. So not surprised. But I'll look through the report, my team will look through the report, we are a team. I encourage you, the media, to look through the report, because you are the eyes. You are the basic and the oversight institution. Remember, you are the fourth estate, isn't it? You are lucky, you are knowledgeable, you are skilled. Go through that report together. When you see things, let's share the things you see. So I encourage the public, those are public documents, to review. And what will be different here, that's number 3, is that there's no sacred cow in the fight against corruption. And you, the media, must work with us to refuse calling the fight against corruption as tribal, as ethnic. Am I the one who has done the FIC report? Am I? I'm not the one. So you hear when people are prosecuted within the law, say, oh, FGH is persecuting us. I'm not persecuting anybody. It is the oversight institution that we set and decided that this is the way we're going to run our country. So the difference this time, the whole of that report will be presented, one, to the police, all of it, without adulteration. That's the right word. adulteration. Without adulteration, it will be presented, one, to the law enforcement, the police, to the Anti-Corruption Commission, to the Drug Enforcement Commission, obviously to ourselves and to yourself, and let's talk. So the narrative that the fight against corruption is ethnic, is mischief. You, the media, must not allow people to behave like that. You can't take away what belongs to people and hide behind an ethnic group. And those of us who support that idea, we should not do it, because you are encouraging, denying money meant to buy desks under this free education policy for people to take it as personal. No, that's not acceptable. Where I'm coming from, on your behalf is one thing. Young people like you walk in the night 01, no crime. Leadership. The oversight institutions there and the police will arrest anyone who is corrupt. We should be going that direction within our democratic process. And then the money is now available to build those in one, the money which is stolen. Now, how can you support somebody who has stolen money? Because he comes with you. God decided that they are born in Southern Province with you. Then you defend them for being thieves. They are born in Northern. You defend them to be thieves. They are born in Eastern. They are born in Wapula, in Western, Northwestern, Central. What's the logic there? It means you are actually yourself part of the thieving clique. Because how can you support those who have taken money so that you can have improved water supply in your area, so that you have no load shedding? How? Let's work together as a nation. I will allow it. Another question?
No, that's it. But it's not.
No. Any other questions? Come on. Any other question? Any other question? Great. I hope we've answered your question. Have a good Sunday. Go to church, eh? It's too time. God bless. God bless. Thank you very much. We love you, eh? Remember that? We love you. Thank you. Oh, this way. I'm used to bring it. You have changed. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
How are you? How are you?
Subscribe to Davi-tech-media. Davi-tech-media. Subscribe to Davi-tech-media.